I'll never forget the first time I noticed Mr. Harlan's eyes, bloodshot, unblinking, like he'd stared into the sun too long. It was midnight, and I was sneaking back from the bathroom during a school camping trip. The cabin was silent except for crickets, but there he was, sitting on the porch steps, notebook in hand, scribbling furiously under a dim lantern. "Go back to bed, Jamie," he whispered without looking up. How did he know it was me? I wondered if teachers just had super senses. By morning, he was leading hikes, teaching survival skills, and cracking jokes like he'd slept 8 hours. No yawns, no coffee spills. The other kids whispered, "Mr. Harlan never sleeps." At first, it was a joke, but as weeks turned into months, it became our class obsession. In history class, he'd recount events with vivid details, as if he'd lived them. During math, he'd solve problems in his head faster than calculators. And at parent-teacher nights, he'd stay late, helping every kid who needed it long after the building should be locked. I was 12, a straight C student struggling with dyslexia. Reading felt like decoding alien scripts, and writing? Forget it, Mr. Harlan noticed. "Jamie, words are just puzzles waiting for your key," he'd say, handing me extra books. But I saw the toll. Dark circles deepened under his eyes, yet he never missed a beat. One night I couldn't sleep, nightmares about failing tests, and decided to investigate. I biked to school at 2 a.m., heart pounding. The lights in his classroom were on. Peeking through the window, I saw him at his desk, surrounded by stacks of papers. Our papers. He was grading, but also rewriting lessons, drawing diagrams, even practicing speeches. A thermos of what smelled like strong tea sat beside him. No bed, no rest. "Why?" I muttered to myself. The next day, I confronted him after class. "Mr. Harlan, do you ever sleep?" He chuckled, but his eyes flickered with something, sadness. "Sleep is for those who have time, Jamie. I have dreams to chase." That didn't make sense. Teachers had lives, right? Wives, kids, hobbies. Rumors flew. He was a robot, a vampire, an alien. But I dug deeper. Talking to the janitor, I learned Mr. Harlan arrived before dawn and left after midnight, every day. No family photos on his desk, no mentions of vacations. Then came the school fair. I was assigned to a project on unsung heroes. While researching, I stumbled on an old newspaper article in the library archives. "Local teacher loses everything in fire." It was Mr. Harlan, 20 years ago. His wife and young daughter perished in a house fire while he was at a late-night staff meeting. The article quoted him. "I was chasing perfection in my job, and I lost what mattered most." My stomach twisted. That night, unable to shake it, I returned to school. Again, lights on. This time, I knocked. He opened the door, surprised but not angry. "Jamie, it's late!" I blurted out the article. Tears welled in his eyes, the first crack in his armor. We sat on the classroom floor. "After the fire," he said, voice breaking. "Sleep became my enemy. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw them. So I worked, taught, poured everything into my students. If I could help even one kid avoid my regrets, chasing work over life, then the sleepless nights were worth it." He showed me a locket with their photos. "You're not failing, Jamie, you're fighting. And I see me in you, the drive I ignored back then." From that night, things changed. He taught me coping strategies for dyslexia, staying up to create custom tools, but I urged him to rest. "They'd want you happy," I said. Slowly, he did. He joined a grief support group, started painting, his daughter's favorite hobby. Our class threw a sleep-in day where we covered his duties so he could nap. He laughed, actually slept. Years later, I became a teacher myself, specializing in learning disabilities. Mr. Harlan? He retired, but volunteers, finally sleeping soundly.